Be ready already.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, Jen.
How are you?
I'm super good. Super good. How about you?
Great, great. So for our viewing audience who aren't joining us live right now, this is not the morning. It's not even afternoon. This is post-work hours. Why? Why are we doing this post-work hours, Eric?
Well, I think in the biz, which is what we're in, this is showbiz. When ratings start slipping, what do? You bring in a new cast member or you create a spinoff.
Oh,
so we're creating a spinoff.
oh, a spinoff already.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I don't even know that our ratings are slipping. Maybe they are. I have no idea who
No, they're
watches any
not.
of this.
They're not. But you know what? Go with it when you're on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's really my
that's great advice.
philosophy on everything.
Today, we're introducing our spinoff from Just the Tips with Jenn and Eric, and we're introducing Whiskey Tips.
Yeah.
Whiskey Tips. It's a great name. Did you come up with that?
Actually, it was a mistake. So we were brainstorming with beer.
You and me.
Huh?
You and me.
Yeah,
We were.
yeah.
I remember this.
They don't know that.
Oh yeah. So let them know.
So we were brainstorming with beer, and I was calling it Whiskey Tango Foxtrot because we're going to be talking about the ugly side of claims and stuff like that. And I accidentally called it Whiskey Tips, and here we are.
And I thought it was the funniest thing that I had heard in that hour. So here we are.
Because you were like 1 or 2 beer, Eric.
I was 1 or 2 beer, Eric, in that moment. Thought Whiskey Tips was hilarious. So Whiskey Tips. Okay, we're going to be talking about claim scenarios. That makes sense to me because we're going to talk about things that we don't really want to talk about, the things that people don't really like talking about over some drinks.
Yeah, what kind of drinks are we having today, Eric?
Well, today we're having a bourbon. This is Hartman's Distillery. It's a Buffalo bourbon, so we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be any good.
Yeah, who knows?
This is my first go around with this. By the way, this is not a product placement. They're not paying us to do this, but if you'd like to, Hartman's Distillery, we would be happy to accept your payment. Small batch straight bourbon whiskey from Buffalo, New York. Let's give this baby a shot.
Yeah, let's see. Well, maybe not all at once.
That's what she said. That's pretty good.
That's good.
Your face says otherwise, but
no. I was laughing because of other things. So it's got a great essence of blah blah blah.
Yeah, I agree. You can really taste the notes of blah blah blah. I assume we're gonna edit these things in later. Is that how we're gonna?
No.
The blah 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 is really blah blah blah.
No, I'll be honest with you. There's a heavy vanilla on the nose and on the front of the tongue. I feel like there's that's very, very nice, and it's actually a little bit piney, which is unusual. I didn't expect that.
I didn't get any of that.
Try it again. Now you will.
Tastes like bourbon to me.
Tastes like buffalo bourbon.
Yeah, tastes like buffalo.
So
it's pretty good though. Pretty good.
Yeah. So let's talk about why we ended up with whiskey instead of any of the other liquors.
Sure, that's a great question.
Yeah. Well, for me, wine feels like dinner, and that probably revealed more about me than most people want to know.
I don't think anybody doesn't know that.
Okay, fine. Tequila just sounds like bad decisions, right?
Well, we'll see.
Do you have tequila? Beer was a really close second. I love beer, but like t-shirts, I love them, but you can't have too much of it at work or it's a problem.
Whiskey on the other hand.
Well, this is after hours, so we won't be giving out any advice to anyone now, except now. So this will be fun. Some of the other things, gin.
This is starting out really well.
Some of the other things like gin feel like, like a summertime patio. Rum feels like the beach, like a party, right? That's just too much. But when you're talking about the ugly things, the emotional stuff, and a lot of people don't want to talk about those things when they talk about claims. So often when we talk about claims, we talk about them in a very clinical sense. We break it down. We talk about who did what wrong, who could have done something better. And it's very clinical and it's very precise. And we just break down all the pieces like a formula. But we forget to talk about the very emotional part of a claim and the soft costs and the emotional toll that it takes on someone when they're involved in a claim. So whether you're directly involved, tangentially involved, it's a whole thing, and it's very emotional. And apparently what I do when I get emotional is I drink whiskey.
I can't tell if the whiskey is making you talk more about emotions or if your emotions are making you drink more whiskey. It's tough to tell right now.
Chicken
But
or the
I
egg,
will tell
Eric.
you for me, when it comes to emotions, I don't have a lot to contribute in that department. But I
Yeah.
will say these little glasses, I feel like a giant.
So this is kind of on purpose. They are teeny tiny little glasses so that it keeps us from taking down too much.
Overindulging. If
Yeah.
you want to know more about overindulging at work, check out our Office Parties podcast.
I had no idea where that was going for a minute and I got concerned.
All right, so this is just our introductory video to
Yeah, this
let
is
everybody
just
in
an introduction.
on what our new thing is going to be. And it's going to be this. It's not always going to be bourbon. It's not always going to be a Buffalo spirit. Sometimes we're going to have a guest who may, we may change it up and just drink their favorite thing. But this is going to be a discussion on claims and issues surrounding claims over a couple of drinks.
Yeah, and I think for an opener too, so this is what we're doing here, right? And we're using small glasses and we're doing it after hours because we're trying to be responsible and we're being classy by drinking out of glasses instead of big gulps like we might normally do.
Some of us, we don't talk about that.
It's also parts of bad decision making. But for anyone out there who has been sued, who's been involved in a claim, there is a part of it in the preparation for a deposition or for trial that often gets overlooked. So I myself was sued a few years ago and was involved in depositions.
Is this a teaser? Are you giving us a little teaser for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
I
that,
like it.
was that not okay?
That's
Should I
great.
not tease?
Tease it up.
And anyway, so there was a whole preparation thing that had to happen, and there was a lot left out because the folks who are involved, your lawyers, your professionals who are defending you, they too are clinicians in that way, right? So they're not there to make you feel great about the situation, and usually it's something that it may be embarrassing. Someone's accusing you of doing something wrong, even if you didn't, right? There's levels of denial and guilt and anger and a whole host of other things and how to prepare for it and then how to deal with the actual event itself and how to process and handle and how to respond to things. So,
Yeah.
so that'll
I
be
personally have never been sued, so hard for me to speak on that, but it's good that you have, so that you have this perspective.
yeah, it's great. It's great that I've been through that. But anyway, I will share my experience, and we'll be talking to attorneys and folks who have also been involved in claims and see what their perspective is and how they prep their clients and the information that they look for. Talk more about the practicality of a claim, the involvement, the time, the soft costs, the things that happen, maybe break down a few claims.
What about the emotional side of it?
I think I'm done talking about the emotional side. Thanks very much. Keep bringing it up.
All right, well, good. You know what? Hey, listen, cheers to that. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be great. We've had our Just the Tips podcast now for like 4 weeks. So it's time for a spinoff. I like what we're doing here.
Yeah, I do too.
This
This is great. This is great.
Good on you. Good on me. Good on you.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll talk to you soon. Whiskey Tips.